So I'm back with some more Meteora live trading, and not a lot has happened in the last week. We made about 2 Solana profit using a balance of only 5 Solana maximum, but we did manage to try a new strategy going 50-50 a lot more and actually managed to hit a 100% success rate, being very selective with the tokens chosen, looking at some of the technicals and buying at smart points on the chart. And in this video, I'll just go over the 6 or so positions I made in a little bit of detail, explaining why I did. So in this first clip, I'll probably speed it up, but I did not record any audio. I was probably feeling a bit tired and just couldn't be bothered to do it, but made about 0.1 Solana profit, maybe a bit more. It was literally just a daily runner token. You might be able to see the chart if I pull it in, but I just simply went with a spot position. It is the best way to kind of play these coins that have high volume, but if you think they will have a bit of a dip, more than kind of going heart attack with 1%. But you can see it was very volatile at the time, and I had a small position. It was printing a lot of red candles, but I entered already on a big dip, and I figured, you know, we've already done kind of a minus 50% from the top. I will open a bit of a spot position here. If it does fall all the way, we're not going to take a big loss, but I do have the chance it can dip in, jump back out, and we can secure some profit. Okay, so now we've got the next trade, and I actually have a bit of time to speak about this. It's not a super degen one, and that is on Bagwork. And this is another one, as you saw at the end of last video, I've gone 50-50 on it. So in my last trade, I made a bit doing a bit of a heart attack, made a little amount. I took a tiny loss on another token, about 0.03, but barely, or about 0.1, sorry, overall, barely anything. And now I'm in Bagwork. So I'm going to open the chart, and to be honest, there's still something I'm learning, but I've been looking a lot at what Logical TA has been putting on Twitter, so definitely check his posts out, and maybe it's a bit of luck, but I was looking at the RSI on Bagwork, and it, to be honest, looked pretty oversold. We have literally drawn down from almost 50 million all the way down to 8.5 million, which is where I bought, and I actually opened my position a bit later than where I bought. So I bought pretty much at the bottom down there and opened kind of mid curve, and we're kind of pumped halfway up already, and I've generated some fees as well. So I can close this out right now already for, I think, 0.5 Solana profit, which is quite good, like already. Or I can potentially wait to see if we can reach, I think I've got another 23% in the curve, which barely anything, to be honest. That's only 14 million. And this token already today has fallen from over 25 million. And kind of this coin is one of the symbols of the kind of streamer meta. And although it does seem like it is dying out a bit, and it can die out very quickly, this, you know, is one of the OGs. And while I can't really watch the live streams as I am in the UK, I think this is one of the leading coins for it. So I ended up closing that out at about 12 million. To be honest, I'm not the best buying tokens and actually holding them, but I checked Logical's thread again, and you know, he said some things about exit as soon as the RSI starts pumping, and to be honest, it could easily recover back up to this 20 million level, but I don't want to really be holding it to wait and find out. So for this next position, again, we actually went 50-50 again, but continued the profitability, as you can see by the fees, and I accidentally did not record this, so that is completely my fault. I thought I was going to close it after I ended up doing it. To be honest, I closed it way too early and missed out on a lot of profit, but that's just sometimes what happens. I wasn't opening at my, but it was back in the Uranus again, and it was buying the token on a dip. So what I did was basically the token dipped right down to, it went to the lowest at 18 million. I opened at around 21 million. This is where I bought 2 or 3 Solana of the token, and from here, 20 bin pool with the 0.2% bin step and 10% fee. And a few reasons for this. If I go on pools, search this one. First of all, we do see tied with the 100 bin has the most TVL. And the reason I chose this one again is The 100 bin's good if, I think the tokens go back up maybe to 40 million, and that's my range. But I set quite a tight range. My range was only around the price I bought it at, went up to about 30 million and down to only about 16 million because I put mostly token position. And as it's 20 bin, again, this obviously means that we get more transactions through our pool when it's moving within a tight range, which is what it did. It's fluctuating only between kind of 10-20% either side. And when we're in this 20 bin pool, we can open many positions. We get a lot more transactions, and this is how I was able to make a lot more fees this way. Even though we opened multiple positions, more transactions, and made about 0.6 Solana profit on this, which was quite good. The only problem was I did close at it ran up to 24 million or 25, came back down to 22, I want to say, and that's where I closed out instead of waiting for it to pump back up all the way to 28 million. That would have put me well over a Solana profit. Okay, we are back with the next trade, and this trade is on this token called QTO. And as you can see, I've already printed some fees. Obviously, that's not all profit. We did manage to get about $95 profit on my kind of last position on that, and about another $20-30 from another position. You can see I'm also underwater on this current one as the token has fallen, so I'm going to have to think about closing that one out. Not too much of a loss on this though. Still overall in profit. If we look at this token, I mean, it looks like a bit of a mess. So my reason for entering, first of all, it popped up, has huge volume. So that's the first thing you see. Every minute, getting over 500k. That is a big sign to enter, even though it did end up rugging. Second of all, to be honest, I opened the position literally when it started falling. So I got rugged on that. No way to really make profit on that. But when it's been down here and it's been ranging, this has printed really, really well. So the reason it fell, and there's no predicting this kind of stuff, but basically, it's following the meta of perp dexes. So, that's why it's got such high volume and shot up. And also, you can see the supply looks quite controlled. And secondly, Tolly, the CEO of Solana, tweeted about it, so it shot up. Then he basically deleted his tweet because he was worried it was a rug, so it started falling a lot. But it's not a complete rug. It is still a legit platform where you can short and long different cryptocurrencies and meme coins as well. That's one of the features. But you can see it did have straight away a basically 50% drawdown from where it was at previously. So, I mean, you can already see in hindsight, and this is actually what I did, but the play was to go narrow. You can see that it ranged in this area right here, in this minus 20% range, and the volume was still very high. Entering up here, you'd have just, taken a loss unless you had a bid ask covering that range. If you set up kind of a spot position here, that's obviously ideal looking in hindsight, but luckily we did manage to set a range which started about here, and this is where it went down to. We went a bit lower. We went back down to pre-breakout levels, kind of back down at about 30 million. It didn't touch the whole range, but even with just my 3 Solana as liquidity, just going like that, we printed, almost $100. So that will finish it up. As you can see, that is 3 green weeks where we've only really been doing positions with literally 3 Solana, 90% win rate, and about almost 2 Solana profit, which is quite good. Hopefully can continue this. And I've just dropped the wallet balance down. So I'm using this kind of practicing for strategies while keeping a high win rate and, only using a small balance.